Today we're going to be talking about the Highway of Tears. The Highway of Tears, where countless mysteries and unsolved crimes have left a trail of darkness and heartbreak. Also where police make minimum effort to get justice for the lives of many missing and murdered women. With my recent and intense research, I gained knowledge on how to stay safe in such a threatening world. I hope with the information I give you today allowed you to do the same. The many indigenous women who live in poverty facing systemic issues make an easy target for the predators who often take advantage of the closed-off highways. Where exactly is the Highway of Tears? The Highway of Tears is a 450-mile stretch of Yellowhead Highway 16 in British Columbia, Canada. This roadway is surrounded by dense brush, thick forest, and indigenous communities who are often the poorest in the nation. Who are among the poorest in the nation. Hitchhiking is especially common in indigenous women in northwestern British Columbia. Hitchhiking, a way of controversial mobility, is certainly bad mobility, often more than not described as risky behavior. Indigenous women hitchhiking is considered deeply generalized and racialized. Along this roadway, many women have mysteriously disappeared and or have been murdered. Indigenous women hitchhiking might alone be the reason. No one knows who's the first indigenous woman to disappear. According to the police of that area, the Royal Canadian Mounted Police, only 18 women vanished between the years 1969 and 2006. People of the local indigenous community debated these numbers and said the number is closer to 50. In more recent years, the police department put out a number of about 1,200 victims, with 1,000 of those being homicides. The Native Women Association of Canada estimates that there could actually be over 4,000 victims. Nonetheless, as of 2018, majority of those cases have not been solved. Community activists and families of the victims contend that the police could have done a better job. They claim that they did not sufficiently and immediately investigate the women's disappearances for the fact that most of them were indigenous. Others say that socioeconomic inequalities restricted the resources available, leading to an inadequate investigation of the murders and disappearances. Some contend that the crimes acted against these women were not sufficiently investigated because of the lack of knowledge on the problems they face and simply because of racism. You might be wondering if any leaders have made an effort regarding the situation. In 2016, Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau issued over $30 million to start a new investigation into disappearances and murders and to prevent future crimes. The two biggest factors that play a role in the crimes are the scarcity of reliable public transportation and the widespread poverty. Trudeau pledged to make the situation better for the community near the highways and to solve as many cases of the missing women as he could. Regardless of Trudeau's efforts, on CBC News in 2016, the police department said that we may never find the killers of the women through 1969 to 2006. They say it may be possible that there has been too much time that has passed to make more arrests, and that the witnesses and the killers themselves may have even passed away. The area where these abductions happened are isolated, and key evidence to the crimes may have been overlooked in the dense forest. That may not actually be the case for recent murders and disappearances. Among these victims is Jessica Patrick, a mother and a member of the Lake Benign First Nation. She was last seen departing a motel and may have hitchhiked before her disappearance on September 3rd, 2018. Her body was located on a different roadway close to the Highway of Tears. The police department did not have any suspects on the case, and as of October 2018, they had not released the cause of death. Nevertheless, a number of people inside the communities came forward with valuable information that might help solve the crime. Now I would like to conclude these thoughts. The failure of law enforcement to insufficiently resolve the issues have caused great anger and frustration for those in the indigenous communities. Critics proclaim that racism and indifference played a part in the shortfall of progress in solving these cases. Indigenous activists, along with the families of the victims, have consistently advocated for justice, demanding improved safety measures, more resources, and more broad investigations. Living in poverty and not having safe modes of transportation could be a part of the reason these indigenous women have gone missing and have been murdered. They were taken, but definitely not forgotten. Their lives, hopes, and dreams will always be a part of Canada's history.
I don't think no wrong with him being in the video.